by means of a firearm. They didn't have enough evidence to take it to superior court. They said they would give me a suspended sentence, 2.5 years probation. If I violate once, I got to do the whole 2.5 years.
So that's basically just a way to get people to cop out when they don't want you to go to bro.
Exactly. It's just a way to, it could be a way to cop out in whatever instant, but in this, they're using it like, okay, boom, we're gonna let you cop out to something sweet, but we want you to testify when you ask to testify.
Do you condone what Gunna did?
Oh,
Jake.
Hell no.
All right.
That's snitching.
All right.
Yo, AJ, do you condone what Gunna did?
Yo, apparently,
if Thug gave the green light, then it's cool.
Yo, hold on. I'm about to post this on my page. You know, AJ always in the line, right? This nigga named YSL Mondo, he says, he just put up on the story, he said, I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. I still don't smell that shit y'all boys did. Shit still ain't right. It's only 2 people. I can understand why they did what they did, but the rest of y'all boys folded like a lawn chair.
When he said that, 2, like
why did 2 people be Gunna, nigga?
No, he said the 2. Come on, bro. Yo, AJ is hilarious, yo. Nah, AJ is hilarious.
Nigga, I want to know who the 2 people is too.
Yeah, who's the 2 people?
It's probably some real civilians.
Bro, no, it's probably his brother. It's probably his brother, and I ain't gonna lie, it's probably that Walter Murphy nigga, bro.
Nigga, why can't it be Gunna?
Or all right, nigga. Nigga said why can't it be?
I'm asking you, why can't it be Gunna, nigga?
That nigga Mondo ain't
Nah, what about the one that was making the clothes, that was making the slack clothing?
I think ain't that Lil Miles?
Because he told on the shooting when SB did the shooting.
Yeah, he was in the back of the car.
He was in the other car, and he said the shooter was in the Audi, and that's what SB was driving.
I'm glad.
I don't think he ain't get out yet. He ain't get out yet because he's still caught in with the murder. They're trying to get him to be dropped from the murder because he's saying he ain't know the murder was gonna happen.
I'm just happy I gave my life to God because all these niggas is ratting, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I low key feel like shit like this is important. Shit like this get put on blast for all the kids watching this shit. They just think this shit's sweet. Like this what this shit end with.
These niggas is really telling on their friends.
Hold on. I know y'all be thinking this is all jokes, but as much as y'all like, sometimes it be a lot of truth in a lot of jokes. That's why my nigga Charleston White say he makes sure anytime he know at least 2 crimes that if he get locked up for some shit, he might have to tell about a murder from '86. Feel me?
Yeah.
These YSL niggas, they probably know about 5 crimes that they could get out with. Bruh, I'm just trying to tell you, niggas was acting like just Charleston White was just Randall from Recess, the biggest snitch. Bro, the gangsters doing the same thing too, bro.
I honestly think he be trolling, bro.
Nah, I think that nigga's serious, bro.
Nah,
he told me
like 30
he told me the same shit, bro.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you.
He told me the same shit, bro. If he really was for real, I could have got locked up, bro.
I know he has the potential of being a great comedian because this joke makes a lot of sense, but it's funny too. And he said, he's like, listen, there's a difference between, I think he said, telling, snitching, and getting something straight. He said, me, I'm just telling. He says, I will just volunteer some information. You don't gotta ask. He said, a nigga who's snitching, he trying to get out of some shit. And then he said, and then there's another way. He said, it's the getting something straight part. He said, nigga like Gunna, he just was getting some shit straight, nigga. He wasn't really telling.
So you agree with
me? I think we need a 2022 definition of snitching.
Bro, the streets is over. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. There ain't no street code.
I feel like it'll be getting something straight if Gunna wasn't a game man, but he didn't do nothing. He just got wrapped up in some shit that he just wanted to be a rapper.
Here you go.
He just got wrapped up. That's getting something straight because you really didn't sign up for this shit, but at the same time, you know what you joined. So you kind of did sign up for it.
This is right here.
Everybody got a problem with me telling them. I tried to tell them niggas there's a difference between snitching, telling, and getting some shit straight. Hey, sound like Gunna just got some shit straight.
That nigga nigga Gunna got some straight, man. It is what it is, man. Nah, AJ just trying to go to a Gunna concert. AJ, I'm like, listen, I don't care that he told. I'll still go check out his concert too. I fuck with Gunna.
Hey, Ak, I got a question for you.
What?
You know how you be saying like you're a civilian, so you don't gotta worry about that?
Yeah, I gotta worry about it.
Say like you had some problems, right? And then like you had one of your homies handle it or whatever. And then they end up getting wrapped up. Or you got wrapped up. And they was asking like who did it. Are you telling to come home?
Okay.
Or you
That's a great question. I've always been said this. Rule number 1, do your crime by yourself. Nobody can snitch on you but you. Do your crime by yourself. The moment you say you got your homie do it, you going with your homie, prepare for one of y'all have to tell. You know when you get locked up with a nigga, they isolate y'all, they put y'all in different jails, y'all not seeing each other. Doubt gonna come in your mind. They're gonna start telling you your man's lying on you. Oh, you know your man said it was your gun. Like they're gonna start, bro. I'm telling you. First rule of business, you trying to do some shit and not get caught. Do it by yourself, bro. Do it by yourself. What they don't got no mind reader shit. What they gonna do? Be like, oh, we seen you texting the homie while you were figuring out the crime, nigga. You ain't got nobody to text. It's just you. So for me, if I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't get somebody to do it.
For sure.
Now, granted, let's say it just happens to be another situation, right? I don't know. Say it's we go out, it's a full-on street fight or something happens, and or somebody try to do something to me, and my man's step up, and my man's motherfucking, you know what I mean? Again, we're all involved. Like it's just a melee. And my man do something that's kind of also protecting me or protecting us. And basically, I don't know, it could have been like a fight that went wrong. Nigga, in that, like you owe that person some loyalty. So of course, you shouldn't be taking no plea to point him out. You get what I mean? Now, granted, I wouldn't do this, but let's say I'm going to go rob a bank. And it's me and my 3 homies. Now, I wouldn't tell. You get what I mean? But yeah. I really, nigga, I think, I always say this, niggas as loyal as their last meal. If you ain't feed them last, expect no loyalty. You think, bro, I'm telling you, y'all niggas be acting like y'all trust y'all mans. I bet y'all won't leave y'all bitch around y'all mans for more than 3 hours. How much you trust your mans? So now, if you won't even trust your bitch around your mans, now y'all locked up and y'all facing 20, and they're playing with your man. Like your man's is a 2-time felon. He can't go down no more. It's incentive for him to tell on you, bruh. I think when you introduce another person, it's too sticky, bro. I would take, if I was going to ever do a crime, I would take my chance dolly. I wouldn't even tell nobody about it. I would disappear off the grid, go try some shit, and nigga, at least I could have some plausible deniability, nigga. Or not plausible deniability, but like. What happened? Kyrie, you sounded crazy. Is that Kyrie?
The biggest crash out is usually the first nigga to snitch. I said the biggest crash out is the first one to snitch.
The biggest what?
The biggest crash out is usually the first.
He said he's the first person to snitch. Biggest crash out is.
Yeah,
this nigga's underwater, bro.
Don't give a fuck about nothing,
bro.
Yeah, you really can't put that snitch past nobody, bro. I done seen people who you expect to snitch who don't live the street life at all, didn't snitch just because it's against their morals, and I done seen people who was the most savage tale. So like, you really can't put this shit past nobody.
Yeah, and also
that's a fact right there. Because I done seen somebody when I went to my first prison. He was from Miami. They had fucking investigators coming to the prison asking him about murders. He allegedly had caught 3-4 of them shits. The second he got put into a dorm, everybody thought he was gonna be some super savage. The second he got put in the dorm, he broke it off and was getting extorted.
Yo, and also sometimes what happens with crimes is like niggas play it by ear too. Like for example, this right? Okay, y'all all go do a robbery. right? You and 4 of your niggas, right? You the getaway driver, right? It's happening right now in the X case. Shit, it was happening with the TK case, right? So you got the getaway driver. You got one nigga who's like a lookout. You got 2 niggas who's going in. Your man's, both of y'all got a hammer, right? Cool. Y'all go in there, whatever. Like, your man's kind of wild, like, yo, give me this shit, blah, blah, blah. He end up shooting the person, killing them, okay? The nigga who's in the car, remember, all of y'all get charged for murder now. Y'all all got charged for murder and attempted robbery or robbery, right? The nigga in the car now, when he get down to the station, you know the first thing he gonna say? Man, I ain't signed up for no murder now. Man, I only came here to rob the nigga. Like, that's the first way, nigga, even I didn't say TK snitch though, but he was saying that in court. Yo, when they ran into, like, some house, they were like, yo, it wasn't in the plans to kill the nigga. So it's easy to get a nigga to snitch and be like, yo, no, we agree with you. We know you was only the getaway driver, but you was only ready for a robbery. How about we give you this right here? We'll cut you this plea. And by the way, they did that to the people in TK's case. We'll cut you this plea. All you got to just tell us, you got to be able to willing to get on the stand and identify who gave y'all the gun, who was in the car, who was sitting where, how y'all planned it, where y'all planned it, and after they came out of the house, where you drove them to. Oh, word? I only get this amount of time? Niggas gonna tell, bruh. Somebody says that Milagro is tweeting. Oh, that means...
He's gonna drop 25 subs in here, bro.
Huh?
Some nigga dropped 25 subs.
Really? Who?
His name is Enzo. He dropped like 40 the other day, but you didn't get to see it.
Shit. Big baller. I'm gonna check him out in a second. They found Justin. Too bad we're doing closing statements. Let me see who dropped them subs.
His name was Enzo. He Rock Nation.
Yo, so hold on. So let me ask that question to everybody who was talking about it, right? So in that situation, wait, where's that shit? Yo, in that situation, in that situation, you don't think somebody would tell? If the getaway driver, he ain't think y'all was going to do a murder, and y'all clap somebody now. He's charged for murder. They're giving him a nice plea to say, bro, we'll just give you an accessory charge or some dumb shit like that. And we're going to act like you were ignorant to the murder going on, but you're going to tell us everything about them niggas planning the murder. You don't think niggas about to tell, bro? Because you know what that nigga's going to say?
That's what you're speaking on is the felony murder law. So if you commit a crime and somebody gets killed in the process, everybody that was a part of what happened gets charged with that murder. Even if the police shoot into y'all's getaway car and your homie get killed, you're going to get charged with your homie's body because you were part of that crime. So, they use that type of shit to hit a motherfucker with a life sentence of 30 years. And of course people going to tell. There's very few situations and shit like that where people ain't telling. You know what I mean?
And people be so stupid, they'll go in there and be like, he didn't kill him. I didn't kill him. I just helped rob him. Not knowing, like, you just cooked yourself.
Yeah, you got a lot of people that'll tell on each other too and still be cool with each other.
Hell yeah.
Shit. And by the way, this is why it's horrible to be a street nigga. Let me bring y'all back to Chicago. So in Chicago, everybody know the case of Rondo and C-Day. You know, Rondo, I believe it's Rondo or maybe C-Day. One of them goes into court and say, yo, yeah, I was there robbing him, but granted, it was 2 of them there robbing. 2 of them hopped out of a car, ran to rob some nigga who was driving a cab or whatever the case is. Now, one of these niggas basically plea out and say, yo, yeah, I was there robbing him, but I wasn't the one with the gun. What I mean? It's like pointing the elbow. If it ain't me with the gun, you know who with the gun?
It's like Gunna saying that the gun wasn't his, but he was in the car with fucking Young Thug.
Hey, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So, being a street nigga, I feel like it handicaps you to fight a case because you got to abide by rules in which your co-defendants might not give a fuck about and the prosecutor is going to use against you. I just don't know how you win as a street nigga when you get to court.
Lawyer up and keep your mouth shut and pray for the best.
Yo, Enzo Kubrick, thank you for the 10 gifted, man. Everybody spam Big W to Enzo Kubrick. He said, lawyer up and close your mouth. All right, yeah, you do that till it gets to a point where they say, well, we know, because I think with the Rondo number 9 thing, they had their cell phones on them. So we know both y'all was there. We're trying to just say, we're going to give both y'all the murder. Fuck it. Now in a plea, now when you trying to wiggle out of that murder charge, you're like, oh, I didn't know. And then now you're basically saying, well, I was there, but I didn't have the gun. Is that snitching?
I don't remember them. I don't remember them saying
like,
that though.
In a situation like that, it's like dry snitching. If you saying that you didn't have this, but you was present, and they're trying to pin it like that. But you got another example you can look
took their
at
case to trial,
where it worked out. You said what, bro?
They ain't do that. They took their case to trial.
Bro,
yeah, but you got the case with Vaughn and the body that he caught. His co-defendant told on him and then tried to recant the statement. His co-defendant got hit with what, 20, 30 years, and Vaughn beat it.
Yeah.
He just stayed quiet.
But yo, that Rondo and C-Day shit, they went to trial. They ain't like telling each other. I think in the appeal they got to saying different things, but I don't understand how the appeal shit works. So
yeah, I remember it was something about the appeal. He was trying
no.
I didn't more on someone. I think it was C-Day trying to put it on Rondo or some shit.
Again, I'm not saying none of this is snitching because I looked at that situation as trying to create reasonable doubt to say, how do you know he's the one who pulled the trigger? You get what I mean? Maybe our whole story is wrong. But here's the thing. Street niggas, being a street nigga, even that is too close to snitching. So basically, you can't defend yourself. Not in court. Hold on. I got a paper. Hold on. I'm about to pull a whack 100. Yo, I got to work. Yo, 1090J, you fuck with whack 100, bro. That nigga was like, yo, I got to work.
Not really, bro, because the whole situation with him picking up 6'9" and all that just look crazy to me. But I mean, he do be standing on shit when it comes to putting people paperwork out.
All right, so this was the paperwork supposedly. It says defendant Clint Massey and his co-defendant Courtney Ely were convicted of murder in the shooting death of Javon Boyd. The state evidence showed that Boyd, a private taxi driver, was waiting for his fare when Massey and Ely approached the taxi and shot Boyd. On appeal, although there's conflicting evidence as to who actually did the shooting. On appeal, Massey argues that number one, his counsel was ineffective for not more vigorously pursuing a defense theory that Ely was the sole shooter.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I would consider that fucking... Because you basically solidifying C that ain't finna come home.
Yo, be the street.
You having your lawyer... You complaining that your lawyer didn't say C that was the shooter.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though.
Does that negatively affect him, like with them going to trial and already getting a time? Does that?
I feel like this, bro. I feel like nobody gives a fuck because if Rondo got out, then you might hear something like, "Oh, you only got out because he didn't get out and this, that, and the third, whatever." But if he's just putting this shit in and both of them are still in prison, nobody's gonna even care. But the fact that he's saying that, yeah, that's gonna affect whatever C they got going on, because if he's trying to appeal the case like, look, there ain't enough evidence, well, now your fucking co-defendant is saying you were the only one that did the shooting.
But what I'm saying is, like, what they saying in appeal court, can that like affect him? Like, will C they trying to get an appeal? Would that affect this appeal? Like, can they be like, well, this is what he's saying?
Well, yeah, that's basically what I just said. Like, they would bring that up because once you put in the appeal, they have to go over the appeal and then figure out a reason to deny it. So it's like, okay, well, one of the things amongst all the evidence we already have is now the co-defendant is solely blaming the defendant who's trying to appeal it. So it's like, how is that going to work? You're just giving them more ammunition to use against you.
Yeah, nah. Hey, man, I think that's why being a street nigga is so stressful. And I'm just glad I'm not one of those.
Easier being a YouTuber.
Hold on. All right, so 1090 Jake. So now, like, since you're a YouTuber now, could you chill with a snitch?
In what sense? Like 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't.
Why not? You're not in the streets.
I mean, bro, I done stood next to people he done stood next to. Like,
all right.
If we ever meet, you'll get a better understanding of who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we've never spoke prior to this. But this is how I look at things, bro. Like if I'm next to you, right, I'm not gonna hold you to some street shit. If you not fucking coming up to me like, hey, yo, bro, like I'm trying to see what this life is like, you know, take me to, let's do something like this. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. But if you just acting like a normal fucking person and someone hits your car and you're like, yeah, that's the person that hit my car, I'm not gonna be fucking tripping on you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna apply street and gang politics to regular people that don't live that fucking life. Because like you said, you really only putting restrictions on yourself and fucking yourself up in certain situations.
Wait. If you a street nigga, you can't tell you can't point out who did a hit and run on you? Nah, hell no. Stop it.
Bro, you're not supposed to be pointing out nothing.
Bro, if somebody hits your nice scat pack.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting my insurance money, bro.
Right?
I ain't telling them, but I gotta get my insurance money.
Listen, my shit got hit when I was still living in the hood before I was making the YouTube money. The guy that hit it was a Uber driver and he stayed and we swapped insurance and all that shit. So he handled that shit. But if they had just drove off, I'm not gonna call the police and be like, yeah, can y'all check the cameras and all that extra shit? You know what I mean? Like, and you gotta think, bro, like being that I'm a YouTuber now, let me do what Gunna just did and watch my whole career just go down the drain. Oh, he said it's a gang. He said it's a, like, this is the thing. They let certain people get away with certain shit and other people, you can't do that same thing. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to just hang out with somebody that I know put people away. That just sounds crazy. Like one of the best storytellers on YouTube is Sammy the Bull. And he ratted on mad people, killed mad people. He's a great storyteller, but I wouldn't want to shake his fucking hand.
Would you work with him?
Hell no, because that goes against what I'm standing on.
Yo, ask the nigga, Jake, what you ask me? If somebody ran over his fucking 5-year-old little brother, what he tell?
All right, so
if somebody
Jake,
what?
Yo, Jake, listen, you walking down the street with, like, you know what I mean, it might be a relative, like your little cousin or your little brother, he 5 years old. A car hit him and keep him moving. His leg there, his torso there, his head over there. He passed away. The cops pull up. You seen the car, nigga. You know the license plate. Cops pull up. They say, yo, Jake, who did this? Who just hit your brother, bro? We're about to go lock them up. Come on. Like, did you see anything? Did you see a license plate? Describe the car. Describe the person driving the car. What you gonna tell them?
I ain't gonna tell them shit. I can do the same thing that they finna do.
No way.
All right, so let me break it down to you like this, right? We've all watched First 48, right? So the amount of money that you got, if you watch somebody run over your whoever, right? Hypothetically speaking, what are the police going to do? The police are going to look at the apartment buildings, the stores. They're going to go in. They're going to try to get the surveillance footage. So you telling me that if you walk in and you see that fucking employee working for minimum wage and you say, hey, I got $5,000. Let me get the surveillance video. You don't think they're going to give it to you? You don't think if you post, hey, anybody that works at the R&B in this city, tap in with me. I got a bag for you. You get in contact with somebody at the R&B. Hey, run this play for me. I'm going to give you $5,000. Just tell me who owns it and what's their address. Now you got the information. So now what are you going to do with that information? What do you want them to just go to court? Because a lot of the times when you see people hit kids or whatever, they go to court and they get off and their family's in the fucking stands crying. Like, oh, we feel like he should have got a worse punishment than that. We feel like this and that. All right, so if you're going to handle it that way, you can figure out all the same information the police are going to figure out. It's just like a burglary. Somebody breaks in your house. You can call the police. It doesn't mean you're not getting your shit. You're not going to get your shit back. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to feel like you got revenge because you put them in jail. A lot of people snitch for the revenge aspect. Oh, you tried me, but I'm not going to go hit you in your shit. I'm not going to go shoot your shit up.
So, Jake,
so I'm going to just tell on you so they handle it.
All right, Jay, you spent 10 bands. You found out where the nigga live at. You know exactly who the nigga is. keep in mind, if you tell the cops, he's probably most likely going to go to jail for life. Okay? But you could choose to handle it yourself, or you could just ignore it because you don't deal with the cops. So are you saying you're going to try to handle this yourself?
I mean, if somebody harmed a family member like that, I would like to think I would handle that myself. But at the same time, I'm not about to incriminate myself on your big ass platform. I might call you and ask for advice. Be like, yo, bro, what should I do?
You know what I would say? All right, yo, Jake, just give me the license plate number and the description of him, and I'll call the cops for you.
Well, that's another thing a lot of people don't think of is you got all these gangsters that'll be like, oh, I ain't never finna say nothing, but then they just finna tell their baby mama to call the police.
That is
so
true.
The call gets made. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think the whole fucking family gonna hold it down? Somebody's gonna say something.
Hey, if you think about Paid in Full in the story of Alpo, when Rich Porter's like nephew or little brother or whatever is kidnapped, the reason why, like, I think it was either the feds that came in or somebody who came in for the kidnapping is because once they told the mother of the kid, all that street shit's out the window. Like, she's like, no, I'm getting the cops involved. I want my baby back. You get what I mean? So,
well, let me break it down to you like this, bro. I don't know one gang that actually beefs with the police. You ask a Blood, he gonna say he beef with Crip. You ask a Crip, he gonna say he beef with Blood. You ask a King, they're gonna beef with Nieto, whatever, right? Nobody actually just goes after the police and kills the police. And I don't know anybody that's 110% against the police, because you got to think, yeah, you're gonna be mad when they come fucking with you, but are you really against the police when they're solving sex trafficking and little girls getting kidnapped and fucking sold into prostitution? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
yeah.
people act like they're so against all this extra ass shit. I don't beef with cops. I don't interact with them. I don't, none of that. But to act like it's like, oh yeah, a cop killer, this, that, and that, all that shit be cap, bro.
I can't believe this nigga say wouldn't call the cops, bro.
That's a fact. I told you, niggas not.
Wait, where's that nigga AJ at?
I'm about to get him right now. Hold on.
Yo, Boom. Wait, shot him.
Yo.
You calling the cops in that situation, right?
Hell no.
Yo, shot him. You gotta stop it, bro. I think you only say that because you heard Jake say, stop it, bro.
Nah, it just don't even feel right. Like, that don't feel like revenge. Like, they fuck around. Like he say, they fuck around, could beat the case, all type of shit. And they still living in jail. Like, they I don't know, bro. Like, that's,
it's like you doing something. If you got a gut feeling, you're not supposed to be doing something that tells you enough. And if you're the type of person that you don't get that gut feeling, then most likely you not in the lifestyle you portraying to be in. If you like, hell yeah, hell first quarter, all right, cool. That's probably because that's the life you live. Versus other people know there's repercussions for everything, bro. And 16 did that shit right now. Baby Man Kevo gonna drop that shit tomorrow.